All right, everyone. So today what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you a complete Klaviyo audit of one of our clients' accounts. We've just taken over this account. We haven't done anything on it. So let's get into it. Yeah, so you can see only 0.56% of total revenue is being attributed towards email marketing. So this brand is doing practically zero email marketing. So this audit is going to be mainly just kind of pointing out what we're going to implement more than what they could change, because they could change everything. They haven't really been doing much email marketing at all. Let's just start with business performance summary. You can see 100% coming from email, the whole $81, and then 100% of that is coming from flows and a zero from campaigns, obviously on sending out any campaigns. And so ideally we want to get this to about 40-60, around the 50-50, somewhere in between, somewhere around there. So I've just gone and put the main email performance in this little document here. So we want, as I said, 0.58% total in revenue. We want to aim for like 35, 40, even 50% of our total revenue is coming from email. Obviously 0% from campaigns, and it's all coming from flows. We want it to be roughly 50-50 or 40-60 roughly. All right, so that's that. And then next, moving on to deliverability. So this is just in the eyes of Google, where your emails are ending up. If you have poor deliverability, there's a good chance your emails are landing in spam or promotions tab, which obviously in spam, no one sees them, not good. But if they're landing in the primary inbox, then people are seeing our emails. So this is a very important part of email marketing. And in Klaviyo, what you can do is go down to deliverability, and it kind of gives you a score. So you can see the deliverability score on this account is 92, which is excellent, obviously, because they haven't really been sending any campaigns at all. And the list is not that big, so the open rates you can see are pretty high. We want to get that 45 to 50% average, so that's great. Click rates are high. Bounce rates are great. They're less than 1%. Unsubscribe rate is whatever. Not too worried about unsubscribe rate because it doesn't factor into deliverability and where our emails end up. So if your deliverability score is not the best, how we want to work on that is, first of all, open rates. We want to shrink our list to who we send to. Ideally, we want to be sending all of our emails regularly, campaigns 3 to 4 times a week, to our 90-day engaged list. So people who have engaged with our brand over email in the last 90 days. And if you're still seeing open rates of less than like 40 to 50%, we want to tighten that list even more. Go down to a 60-day engaged list, and then even you can go lower to 30-day and even 14 days if it's really bad. And then what you do is open it up every time. So if say you start at 14, once you're seeing those 40 to 50% open rates, you can increase it to a 30-day list until you see those open rates for them, and then you increase until you get to 90 days. Click rate, obviously you want to have well-positioned CTAs and good content, really. And then spam complaint rate is how we can keep that down is by sending consistent email campaigns. We don't want to be sending 3 in one day back to back, and then we go 2 weeks without sending an email. It's just gonna annoy people. But if we send consistently, people are used to seeing us in their inbox. Next, we're going to look at this brand's pop-up form. This is one of the most important aspects of email marketing and e-commerce, really, because your pop-up form determines the amount of people coming onto your site. And then next, we're going to take a look at this brand's pop-up form. Now, pop-up forms are one of the most important aspects to e-commerce and email marketing, because it determines the amount of people that give us their emails and commit to the brand, really. So we want to be aiming for, on the low side, 6% of all website traffic is converting and becoming an email subscriber, because most people entering our website don't purchase right off the bat. They often need more information. So that's the point of them joining our email list, so that we send campaigns that are valuable and add good information onto our brand that educates the customer so they become a buyer. Maybe not right away, but down the line. So pop-up forms, we want to be converting at about 6 to 12%, 6% on the low side. So 6% of all website traffic is becoming email subscribers. So let's go take a look at this Le pop-up form, sign up forms in Klaviyo, and okay, you can see that they are not even running a pop-up form, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so they are running a pop-up form, but they are not offering any discount, and it's just a straight email pop-up. So we want to make it worth their while. No one wants to just join our list to receive the latest newsletter or something. So yeah, often discount is the way to go. 10% first-time discount for first-time customer is a great way to get them into our email list, and often making that first-time purchase right off the bat. So let's go 10% discount on first order. And then what we want to do is what we found that works really well is a micro commit. So we get them to commit to something small first before giving us the email address. So there's a step in the form that just simply asks them, do you want 10% off your first order? Now, once they say yes to that, they're much more likely to give us our email address on the next step when we actually ask for it. We've seen this work really well with other brands that are converting their pop-up forms at about 11%. So 11% of all customers that visit their site become email subscribers. So yeah, 10% discount on first order, add a micro commit in. Add a micro commit. That's that with the pop-up form, and this is such an easy thing to implement, but has such a huge effect on your email marketing. Because if you take your form from say 3% to 10%, you're tripling the amount of people entering your list, tripling the amount of people viewing your campaigns, and you could potentially be tripling your email marketing revenue just from a good pop-up form. Okay, taking a look at campaigns, you can see they've only sent out one campaign, and it was on October 25th. We're now on the 12th of November. What we want to be doing is sending out consistent campaigns 2 to 4 times a week. And by sending consistently, full of value and education about your brand, not just yelling sell, 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 and buy my product, you're much more likely to have an engaged email base. So for campaigns, consistent campaigns 3 to 4 times a week. And it's always important to stay on brand with your messaging. Stay on brand, not too salesy, add value and education. So the flows that we have live here are abandoned cart, full shipping, and I think a review, looks like a review, and then an order confirmation flow. So looking at this abandoned cart, new, it says, one thing to note is this is actually a checkout started. So it's not an abandoned cart. What this is this only gets triggered once they start checking out, which is completely different to when they add to cart. So this is only going to get triggered when they start checking out, which is where they, give their credit card information, and then they leave. They don't finish checking out. The baby started crying or whatever. An abandoned cart is different. It's when they abandon their cart but don't start checkout. It's very important to have both of these set up because they're both two completely different events. So looking at this abandoned cart, which is actually an abandoned checkout, you can see that it's only one email in the flow. We really want to get this to 6 to 8 emails over a period of 2 weeks, where we really, if they don't convert right off the first one, we want to educate them more about the brand, because that's likely the reason why they haven't finished their purchase, is they don't trust us, they don't feel confident enough, or a whole bunch of reasons. Maybe they're waiting for the next paycheck, and that's only in 10 days time, but we've only sent this email 6 hours later, and then 10 days rolls around and they've completely forgotten about us. But if we had an email to hit them, then they can remember and come finish their purchase. So, all right, so what we want to do is add depth to our abandoned cart and abandoned checkout, abandoned checkout and abandoned cart flows, and really just help get the customer over the line. And then our welcome flow, we need a welcome flow with depth as well. So we're going to add a welcome flow. And then this store doesn't have a site abandon, which is when people abandon the site but haven't looked at any products, haven't started checkout, added to cart, nothing. We're going to add a browse abandon as well, which is where they were looking at a product but then decided not to purchase anything, not to add to cart or anything like that. Then we want a win back flow, where we win back our old customers who haven't purchased in a long time, like half a year. We want to get that set up. And then also a post-purchase flow, which gets our customer really excited about their order, and right after their order we have a chance to pitch some upsells or cross sells at them. And then the rest of this flow is getting them really excited about their order, the best ways they can utilize it, and make sure they're really happy with it, and then give them a chance to follow our brand, become a bit more connected. Now, taking a look at copy and design, this is where you would go into the campaigns and look at click rates, see what people are actually engaging with. Obviously, this brand doesn't have any campaigns or anything like that, but then, if you're getting high open rates, lots of people open your emails, but then you're getting really low click rates, this could mean that your design is not optimized for sales. Like your buttons might be in the wrong place or not bright enough, lots of things like that. So it's hard to kind of put anything when there's nothing to go off. Okay, so overall recommendations for improvements, we're going to send consistent campaigns 3 to 4 times a week to our 90-day engaged list. And then we're going to add depth to our flows. Add depth to our flows. Yeah, we're going to add depth to our flows and add on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and add on 5 new ones. These are kind of the base that we want to start with, and these will make you 60% of your email revenue. So yeah, you do want to constantly be working on your flows, but it's one of those things that you can set, kind of not have to check constantly, and it's going to make you so much money on the back end. So yeah, consistent campaigns 3 to 4 times a week to our 90-day engaged list, focusing on value and educating the customer. And then we want to add depth to our flows and add on at least those 5 new ones with those emails. And then estimated results. So this is kind of based off my audit and what I believe we could do for this brand. So looking at this, I confidently believe within 60 days we can 10x this email marketing revenue, take it to at least $1,000 a month from email marketing alone. Yeah, so 10x email revenue in 60 days. Now, I know this might seem absolutely absurd if you're a bigger brand doing, already 10K a month in email marketing, and then, this guy's saying he can get you to 60K. That's not specifically what I'm saying. For this brand, though, they're doing a decent amount of revenue, just none of it's coming from email marketing. So just by implementing the basics, we're going to see a huge surge in email revenue. So that is what I've got for estimated results. That's kind of my Klaviyo audit. I know it was a little bit bare bones because this brand was doing so little email marketing, but I hope it gave you a good idea on what to look for in your Klaviyo account. See ya on the next one.